Hello and welcome back to Farming Simulator 25. We are here on the Oak City Plains and Prairies playthrough. This is going to be episode 8, so we are back. It is January. We have gotten snow here this morning and look to have weather coming in again later this afternoon. Temperatures aren't going to pick up, so not much is thawed out or anything like that, obviously, here in January. So we are somewhat limited to what we can do, as we're not really doing a lot of, like, no planting, no harvesting, any of that. We do have those fields that we could get limed that we plowed up in December, so that might be something that we're going to look at. And then other than that, we are looking at selling our goods. So we're just going to have to see how that comes out this month. Looking at sale prices, it does look like our bioplastics is at its high, so we are going to head out this morning and go make some sales is kind of the idea there. So we will be jumping in the old Mack truck here and seeing what we can do in the snow. Hopefully we don't run into too many problems with the snow, as we don't have any plow equipment or anything like that yet. So we'll just have to see what we can get around, kind of deal with it. Doesn't look like it's too crazy snow, but we'll just have to see how much it affects what. Little drive over to the bioplastics. Go see what we can get out of that. First time selling stuff out of there, I think. So, looking forward to what we get out of that. I guess we could. Yeah, light's not doing a heck of a lot of good there. We'll just check. No traffic. We're going to blow that stop sign so we don't have to deal with getting going. Snow not really causing a problem for us until we get going a little faster, it looks like here. So our first trip, I suppose actually we can go in the other way. First trip into the bioplastics for payout. Interested to see how this goes. I mean, I know I've looked in the price thing and the stuff pays pretty good, though I didn't really do the math to pay attention to how much we have or anything like that. Just looking forward to the pay. I think most of it's all on the same kind of time frame, so we're just going to take whatever we have and sell it. Probably going to sell it all to the same place as well. So while that is loading up, let's see, where are we going to see 13,000 plus on this? So should be a decent payday. It looks like we're going to get the best at Red Rock Harvest. Let's get that loaded up, good to go. Only want 61% of the truck, but again, we're at peak selling time, so we are just going to sell it, and what we get is what we get. If you're not going to sell it on its high sell, what's the point? You know, whatever. Might as well sell whatever you got at the high point, right? Make as much as you can when you can. It's going to kind of be the idea here. So we will be getting this emptied out. See, now the snow is definitely causing us an issue that we have some weight on board. So we may have to look into some winter plow equipment, because even this is not super fly, man. We are actually dredging through the snow. And definitely not in beast mode. So, looks like this one, Red Rock Harvest, being the farmer's market. At least for the little truck. Littler truck. Still say some of this fence in here is probably going to go away. This seems unnecessarily, yeah, that. And with the snow, watch this be a pain. Absolutely not coming off of there in the snow. Alright, this has always been a debate in my head anyway, whether this is just too much of a pain in the butt. That fence, so there we go. We're gonna rip that out for the farmer's market, call it a win. We won't even charge them for doing it. Alright, so the first load's going in here. This is obviously what we're going to be dealing with. A little bit of a pain in the butt. Good thing it's not a far trip. Oh yeah, right there. So $151,000, which is definitely what we need, being that we're kind of on the brokey side of the farm game here. At this point, we still have so much more to spend on, it's not even funny. So we're not even close to actually making any money, really, just kind of trying to get by and get things going. Seems like we're doing alright as long as we're in the same tracks, actually, which is super cool. Payoffs driving down the same. That's a winner. That's pretty neat. Yeah, it's definitely a huge difference if you can drive in your tracks. That's a winner. I like that. Alright, let's try to get her in here. Get another load. What else do we have? We're not getting rid of the canola or the wheat or the soybeans, anything that makes anything. Polyurethane. Let's run that. 15, so we should get a little more in the truck here. Almost gonna fill that up. Working in the early morning hours here. Not too super early, actually. I mean, it's 8 o'clock, but we don't really have a ton of work that we're going to be able to do this month. So it's kind of just going to be about some of our product, especially all the bioplastic stuff here. Looks like it's selling on its high, so we're going to sell all of that. We do have more corn tortillas. Maybe it was just cruising because it was empty. Might not even be the rust. We'll see. Yeah, no, it's going a little better. But so we have the corn tortillas that we're going to be able to sell this month. And now we probably have enough money. We could pick up a tanker and sell the milk. I think we checked that. That's maybe selling at a high this month too. So while we don't have a lot of milk, if we get enough money, we might move that on too, just because, again, it's one of those, you might as well get paid as much as you can for it when you can. Just going to help recoup the investment faster, I guess. Oh yeah, there we go. 194,000. That's cool. 350,000 so far out of the bioplastics. Now, obviously, that's not happening every month. We have had that plant up and running for, I want to say, either 3 or 4 months now, somewhere in that neighborhood. So this is kind of going to be like a quarterly pay if we run it at this rate. But we also don't have the production, obviously, up and running at full blast. We're just running very few little things that we actually had to run through there. So I would anticipate the profit on this bioplastics plant is going to be high when we can actually really get it running. This, even in itself, not being a bad bit already. Watch out, bub. Jeez, man. You see me trying to work here in the snow and everything? Alright. Oh, did we only have the 2? Maybe we only even had 2. So that might actually sell. Does that sell everything that we had? Let's go check. Productions, bioplastics. It does. So that pretty much drained it out. 10 and 8. So obviously it's what it's replacing. All we're running are the wheat and the canola. Although we are running soybeans. Yeah, we are running soybeans as well, though that's about to run out. So getting down there, but that was not a bad little bump in cash there. I mean, 300 and some thousand. We'll definitely take that where we can get it. That for sure. That is nice. Gives us a little breathing room in the old bank account. We definitely did not have a lot going on there. I don't know how I'm almost thinking of much of the field work. We just turn around and I don't know. Maybe we'll see how it does out in the field. Tractors by see how it does. Go out and see how the tractor is going to do in the field. I don't know. Honestly, I've never tried to lime in the snow, so I don't know what the outcome of that would even be, but we are going to shove these over. Many different ways we can get these over here. We're just going to do it the easy way for now. No point in trucking. It's going to kind of be our commercial. Whoa, what do we hang up on? There we go. Throw those in. I always make it a good amount of money, actually. I shouldn't even say just a little bit of money on the side. The corn tortilla is a great way to make money. We're hanging up on something. Otherwise, they're trying to push them out of there too fast, maybe. But a good chunk of money coming in off of the corn tortillas. 30, 60, 90, 120. We will make $150,000 off of corn tortillas in a month. So nothing wrong with that. Use for the corn. If you can keep that thing fed all the time, which sadly, ooh, we're gonna make even more of that. Sadly, we cannot. We are running out of corn, and so we will be back to running wheat when that happens. We do have a little bit of wheat left in the silo, not a lot, but we should have enough to keep our factories up and running for now. Definitely helping out there with the cash. Yeah, good little amount of money. I mean, we made $500,000 there. Now, don't get me wrong. Like I say, that bioplastics money is spread out across the month. So we, it's not like we're making bank. They're crazy at this point. Corn flour, corn. So all the corn stuff is still running. It looks like we're down to about 21,000 liters of corn. Should have another month there. And then that's probably going to take care of our corn stocks until we get more corn going. Hopefully we have enough wheat we can actually run a supply through here. Alright. That is all done. So that pretty much takes care of our profit potential for the month. Not really going to make anything else there. Here, flip over to finances. Puts us at about 540,000. That's not, not too shabby. Product sales are escalating, so that's a bonus. Haven't spent much on anything else at all, but that's kind of where our financial situation is. We were certainly more profitable in harvest income when we were just flipping fields and out there snatching them up. And now, could we go out there and do that? Yes, but our own rules are going to keep us from doing that, as we're going to go with it's winter time, and this is just not the time you'd be doing that kind of stuff. So I'm going to stick with that. So sneak out here around the traffic, and then I think we'll go try to grab our limer and take a shot. Hey, yo. Rude. Extremely rude. But I think we will give that a shot as well. And see if we can get away with lime in the field during snow. If we can, I think we'll go ahead and try to do that. Just because... Ooh, keep it off of the fence. We're just going to cut through the bushes. Shortcut. Good news is we have very durable bushes planted over there, and they are very accepting being run over and re-sprouting without a problem. So there, cool, calls that. Grab that. No point in walking down there. We will just jump right in. We do have the lime trailer all set up. We have 60,000. Obviously, this one does have unrealistic holding or capacity, if you will, for the lime. That is one I will say a ton of times. Just the lime goes really super fast, and that's great if you get a lot of hands on deck. If you are operating solo, it just ends up in a ton of running back and forth. So went with the extra large capacity to alleviate that, especially for some of the future fields that we'll be working on. We don't need to be running. I have a feeling that even the 100,000 is not gonna seem like very much, but we'll see. Trick's gonna be, can we lime in the winter? So let's find out if we can lime in the winter state. Alright, this should give us a guideline of where we need to be. Stay off the fence. There. Let's go check the map. We'll get this over to soil composition if we can. We see this all needs lime. So let's turn that on and hit it. We're not going to see the white, obviously, on the field, so that's going to be a challenge. But is it working on the map? It is working on the map, so that's all we need. That's fine. We'll throw the lime on top of the snow. Probably not the ideal situation, and then we'll just hope that when it melts down in like we want it to. So that's going to be the goal there. But that is kind of cool because it's going to enable us, super slow loading right now, but it's going to enable us to get these fields limed. So get this one going, and then we'll just kind of see, you know, we started at around 60,000 liters, and we'll just kind of see where that gets us. All right, so here we are down at the end of the field, just about to get the first one limed in here. We have gone through a little over half of the lime that we had on board, which isn't too bad of a thing. I think this is going to be the bulk of the field that we have going on here, so not too bad. I have to say, liming in the snow is not a bad deal. It's just, you know, not obviously as convenient to see where you're throwing the lime, that's for sure. So I'm pretty sure everything's working out. As long as it's on the map, it's all good to go, right? So should be the theory there. That should get that taken care of. So we'll only have 24,000 liters left. Sign there. We probably don't need to go too fast anyway. I think this thing will end up all over the place if we do in the snow, but we will head on down the road here. Suppose we could have stayed in the field there. Fence lines on this map are definitely not just like cookie cutter square around everything, so try not to really interfere with the original kind of look of the fences in and around the major roadways, I guess is the line of thought there. But we will ease this one. I don't know, I suppose we should go dump. Doesn't really matter. If we're going to do them all, we're going to do them all. So we kind of just want all of our new fields to be standardized, I guess, from the start, or at least the state of the fields. So we'll get that going. Send it out on this one. Still do have a half a tank of fuel in this tractor. This one, sadly, we don't even really need to lime most of it. We just need to lime this, but then I don't know when the rest of it was limed either, being that we just bought it. So, you know, might as well give it a lime dose while we're out dosing. and kind of get the whole thing just to where we know where it is. This trailer looking really kind of cool, set up like this with the diamond plate and the wood. I like this one. Good for the farm in any era. So, alright, we'll run that around here quick. Make sure that we get everything. We want to get it good now, but we'll get the coat on this field and then we'll check back in with you. Here we are, sliding up on the very end of field number 2. There we go, get that shut down. As you can see, we basically have gone through our supply of lime, but we have hit the field, so that's 2. That should close out whenever it gets in there. I'm trying to do this quick. So we have this field done, and then we are going to have to head back, obviously, and get some lime. We have one more field to go. Did not get it all in there. 60,000 liters, not enough. Probably going to take another 15 or 20 just to get that field over there done. So we will have to head on down the road here quick, and then we'll be right back out with the lime. So here we are with just under 40,000 liters. I mean 39,000 liters at any rate of lime on board. That's just about everything we had at the farm there. See our old tracks out in the field here. We are trying to make our way up to the up to our third and final field that we have to get going or get limed this month. You can see it here. I believe that's field 85? Yeah, 85. Gonna head out what is gonna be our effectively our harvesting grass field for our cattle. There is what that's gonna be. When we can get everything planted, obviously this in the winter time, not the time for that. So just trying to pass the month doing the work we can get done, making the money that we can make selling things. January is a good month to sell quite a bit of things usually. Yeah, reward you for holding your product until the cold and selling it off. Very hard to see what's going on. Should be somewhere in this neighborhood. Winner. Let's go. Just send it. Jump up into the field on this one. There we go. Getting that done. Still have all the fences in and around this one. Everything's kind of up here. We do still have our feed trailer there. Mainly is what we're using that forage wagon for. It is just grass, straw, and then we are using it to go ahead and fill the barn since it's there anyway. Kind of a serving a purpose at the one cow barn that we do have. Not gotten a chance obviously to expand out our livestock or make any money. I guess we do have the one other option we have this month for making money is to go sell the milk. The milk is definitely selling at its high. Let's take a look. Can we get a look? Well, that's down there. We probably can. Let's see. Milk, straight up milk. Yeah, so it is selling at the high, right? So we will buy a tanker truck here and we'll offload whatever milk we do have out of here. It's going to be a little bit of a pain, obviously, because of the snow, but at the end of the day, it is at the high, so probably worth it. So what I'll go ahead and do is get this field, I'll get the lime laid into this field, and then check back in. And that's going to finish up the line there on that field. So we are all done with our liming process. This one actually took nowhere near as much lime as the other fields, which I guess not a surprise. It's quite a bit smaller. Cover this one quite a bit easier. Just kind of heading out on the tracks, but it is kind of a swoop, 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 and done. This thing is definitely not a small limer. Obviously comes out of the Colossus back there. Great for helping you just get some things done when you need to get it done, you know. And I mean, you still gotta drive the field. Most things are about that size. Just really nice that it holds a lot, so you're doing a lot less back and forth. It's a win. Nice out here in all the tracks. Looks great in the sunlight. So then our next goal, I think, is we are going to go try to turn around and grab milk. So let's see if this is a stable enough project that we can. What are we going to do? Is it in trucks, the ones that we want? This is the one we want, which is going to cost us a little bit more money. We're going to go with the big engine. Do we want wide wheels or twin wheels? I think we'll go with the twin wheels. Tank, we're going to keep chrome. Capacity, we are going to go all the way up with this one. So we're going to go for the 40K. I don't... Actually, it is a milk truck after all. So we could go white with this one. Home color, go white. Yeah, we can go white there. Just kind of keeping it simple, I think, is going to be the deal. Good, good, good. We don't want the plate on there. And before we turn around and totally wreck our other ride, wait a minute. Do we get rid of engine tank material? No, we just get the lights. All right, 136,000. Yeah, not a cheap truck, but it's gonna be our milk truck, so we're not too worried about it. All right, let's figure out where we have crashed. At this point, we knew we were gonna. 136,000 on the new truck. You see that coming out, so that's gonna give us still $462,000, which, you know, sounds like a ton, but it goes pretty quick, obviously. Should have properly stopped the tractor there, but nice thing is all the poles here in the county are great, and we didn't do any damage, so that's a winner. So let's get this back to the farm quick, and then we will check out our new tanker truck. Here we are back at the new Mack truck, so going to turn around and take a look at that. Obviously went with the chrome tank there, the extra large storage capacity, so 40,000 liters on this one. Gonna make it nice and useful for, you know, we could use it for any number of things. Gonna be a nice looking little milk truck at any rate, even if that's the only thing it does. I'm sure it will do it decently. Currently we know it's gonna haul, wow, stopping all over the joint maybe before I sing its praises. Alright, I think this is the main road out of town. We should pick up some of our own tracks. Yep, we definitely are there. This should make passing down the highway interesting here. Plow trucks have not been out yet. As I've said, we do not own any plow equipment. Though judging by this, we will probably be buying some. That was desperately close to hitting the bus. Doesn't appear that the truck likes going much over 30 in the snow, so I guess we'll have to, maybe it's not even that. It's just so often it's going to bounce around like crazy, or this could be an interesting milk run. That is where we need to be. Over yonder. This should be a big run. No, we got away. Oh, there we go. Hopefully we have beaten in enough of a path here we don't just get stuck. And somewhere in here we should get our milk. We're almost 14,000 liters, so not quite a half of a tank, but that's not so bad. Doesn't even matter. We're selling it here because this is the high, so you know that's the point here. Definitely take it off a little slow in the deep snow there. Or in this state of snow, I don't know. Maybe it gets deeper on this map. I don't know. I don't think so, but it wouldn't shock me actually to see that. So here we go. We are going to head this down. I believe the only place to sell this is the dairy, so I'm not even going to bother looking. We're just going to run it to the dairy. I know cows or selling milk is kind of generally works that way. Some other sell points take it, but I think on the, generally on the stock thing. Oh, it's freaking me out. Alright, let's look. It's not that hard. It's convenient. Let's take a look. And here we are. Milk. It's probably already on it. So we have the little market and the dairy. Okay, so we could sell it at the little market's going for more at the dairy though, so we are definitely going to take it to the dairy. Probably stop parking in the middle of the road and taking up a little space. The dual wheels there, I don't know if they're helping us or hurting us when it comes to the wide wheels, but these were the widest, chunkiest thing up there, so we just went with these. In the event of a blowout, these will be nice. No random blowouts that I know of in the game. Ooh. Dairy, I believe, is this way. I probably should check the map for the dairy. The dairy is going to be, it's got to be out this way. Let's just go for a drive. There's our bioplastic sawmill, empty, and a house. I don't know what, but you can visit that house. There is Hardware Hanks. No, now we're going the wrong direction. Wow, we just sank in. Nope, we took the wrong direction. No. I know where we want to go. We were a block too early ahead, headed in the wrong direction. There, Hardware. Right there. Then we just have some houses. There we go. Jackpot. Probably not really a jackpot, let's be honest. This should be some money to the positive, which is always good, but I don't think we're going to be, this is not going to be a lottery ticket that we're turning in here, huh? Alright, Alright, let's get that in there. 31, almost $32,000, which, considering we just got our cows up and running, I mean, to be honest, cannot complain there. I mean, I know that we got the cows for, well, we got the cows for free. The ranch obviously cost a fair amount of money, and it's going to take a bit of time to recoup that. This is definitely, you know, early game stuff, but I mean, if we're turning in milk to the tune of 10 grand all of the time, obviously the truck and the cows will pay off over time. Best way for us to start getting money out of our milk cows, though, is to start selling milk. So that's the ticket. This is going to be the truck that we're going to do it, so we actually have that all taken care of. Looks like our cows are kind of getting just about finished up when they get their own field here, but I think for the most part, January, I know it's early in the morning yet in the month, or early in the month as you go. I don't know. I kind of look at it like hours or days, and then there you go. So it would definitely be early in the month, but other than, you know, going and getting some plow equipment and cleaning up roads, I don't think we really have a heck of a lot to do at this point in the winter. So I do think we will be calling that a month. We'll obviously get this parked up, but I think other than that, that will kind of conclude January. Quick, sweet, and easy work this year in January, being our first January in this save file. The rest of it is just kind of what it is. I suppose we could go in and do like some cultivating contracts or things like that if we felt like, but we did kind of abandon contracts in the idea that we would flip fields every once in a while. So for the most part, that's going to take care of January, and we will be able to jump forward. So I think with that one, we are going to call it a win. Say thanks for tuning in. Remember, if you get a chance, like, share, subscribe. Subscriptions are free, but they sure do help the channel. Y'all have a great day.